The NASA ESA Solar Orbiter spacecraft is on its way to the Sun. But in the morning of December 27th, the probe reached its closest approach to Venus at around 7:39 a.m. Eastern Time, when the spacecraft was about 4,700 miles, 7,500 kilometers from the top of the planet's cloud tops. This appointment is the first in a series of planetary flybys to hone the probe's orbit on its journey to the Sun. The Solar Probe, which is a partnership between NASA and the European Space Agency, launched in February and will spend 7 years studying our Sun. But to get as close to our star as scientists want to, the spacecraft needs to make some loops, starting with today's flyby of Venus. And if you're flying a spacecraft past a planet anyway, you may as well try to get a little data out of the adventure. As it passed by Venus, the Solar Orbiter collected info about the second planet from the Sun, but it didn't get any pictures, if that's what you were thinking about. That's because of the spacecraft's sun-wary design. The telescopes aboard the spacecraft were focused on the main mission of studying the Sun. But the spacecraft also carries a suite of instruments that focus on the immediate environment, and for these, direction isn't an issue. So the Solar Orbiter did gather magnetometer, particle, plasma, and radio data to shed light on how Venus interacts with solar winds. Scientists are going to look at how Venus interacts with the solar wind that's flowing past it. Unlike Earth, Venus doesn't have a magnetic field, so the solar wind interacts directly with the planet instead of with that field. However, scientists are going to need a few days before they can analyze the results and see if there are any discoveries. Just don't expect major surprises. This isn't a Venus-oriented ship, and the 4,700-mile distance limited what Solar Orbiter could study. Another reason why scientists don't expect any major insights is that the Solar Orbiter passed by Venus at a distance of 4,700 miles, limiting data it could gather. After all, the first flyby of Venus by the orbiter is an important milestone in its main mission. The flyby also represents one of the first opportunities for the spacecraft to gather data as part of its 7-year mission. Essentially, the flyby marks the orbiter's first day on the job. In about 2 years, the orbiter will make its first close flyby of the Sun to gather data. The orbit required to allow Solar Orbiter to observe the Sun's poles means that it will make a close pass by Venus on each orbit to get a gravity assist pushing it closer to the Sun. The mission is dedicated to solar and heliospheric physics. It will try to answer questions about the development of planets and the emergence of life, how the solar system works, the origins of the universe, and the fundamental physics at work in the universe. Mission highlights include the closest ever images of the Sun, the first ever close-up images of the Sun's polar regions, measuring the composition of the solar wind, and linking it to its area of origin on the Sun's surface.